behalf of the people of Boston, we want to say to the Bruins organization, thank you for a fabulous season. Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. Thank the organization. These guys worked hard every time they're on the ice. Here's the hockey team we're very proud of. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting this team. Have a great celebration. See you next year. We'll be back right here next year for another celebration.
Hall of Famer and now president of the Boston Bruins, Cam Neely.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the mayor and the city of Boston. I know a couple days to pull this together, but they've had some experience doing it. It's finally our time. How amazing is this, guys? Absolutely incredible experience. I want to congratulate Peter Chiarelli for the job that his staff did with Don Sweeney and Jim Benning. Absolutely. I want to congratulate Claude. Where's Claude? It was great to see, a number of adjustments throughout the course of the playoffs to help get this championship with the coaching staff. Doug Huda, Doug Jarvis, Jeff Ward, Jerry Rogalski. All these guys did an amazing job. I can't be more proud of this group. Bob Essens, I'm sorry. Thanks, Luch. Luch has got my back. I want to. I mean, you want to talk about a team. This is a team, right here. To watch these guys grow from Prague all the way to the last game in Vancouver, their development, how they bonded, the character of these guys. It's a great group of players. They have a deep affection for each other, and it showed on the ice. So congratulations, guys. You guys deserve everything. Also, we can't thank you, the fans, enough. You guys, it's such a privilege for our players to play in front of you guys. The support that you guys give us all year long has been incredible, and you guys have waited too long for this. But enjoy it. Enjoy the heck out of this, guys. And finally, all this could not have happened without the support from Mr. Jacobs and his family. The last 4 years, I've had the privilege of understanding how much passion that Mr. Jacobs and his family has for this organization, how badly they wanted to win a Stanley Cup. 36 years, a long time to make it happen, but the support that they've given our GM and the ability to get these players on the ice, and what he has done for this organization is amazing. So having said that, congratulations to Mr. Jacobs, the Jacobs family, and I want to introduce Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah. They won't let me up here unless I'm scripted, so if I start looking at notes, please forgive me. What? This whole journey started in Prague 107 games ago. And it wound up in Vancouver with the Stanley Cup. It couldn't have been a more magical trip. I'm so incredibly proud of the players. They have come together as one of the strongest, in my belief, the strongest team that storied franchise has ever had. And Miraculous is one of those types of teams that everybody contributed. I'm just going to stop there and make an observation. Think about that fourth line and how much that meant. When others dismissed it, we wrote it, and they delivered. We have a leadership, unbelievable leadership in Zdeno, Patrice, Recchi, and Mr. Shutout, Timmy Thomas. I couldn't have been more proud than I was of Claude and Peter and the organization, coaches and trainers that they put together to build this successful team. I have immense respect for them, both Claude and Peter. They are the architects of this team and what team they have built. I also want to recognize Cam Neely. I think I've communicated more than once that all along that he is such a great role model for the players and the organization. He is the heart and soul of what a Bruin means. You couldn't have a better leader. On top of it, he brought us a Stanley Cup, something he couldn't do while he was skating. But, oh, okay, oh, bad shot. I had to put that in, though. He gets a little hot. The wait is over. The cup is yours. Let's celebrate. Thank you.
Let's hear from Peter Chiarelli. Pete.
Thank you, Brick. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's going to be a great day today. You guys are the best fans in the world. And I think I can speak for these guys that you guys make us better. You make the players better, you make the management better, you make the coaches better, and for that I appreciate it. We had some great performances this playoff series, but I want to bring one guy forward because I think that everyone will agree he's pretty special to our team. And I want you guys to pay tribute to him because he's had a fantastic career. Rex, you want to step forward here?
Oh, I gotta say, now it might hit me. I didn't expect. I thought I was supposed to be near the end. I can't thank the Boston fans enough. This group of guys, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have got this far. It's unbelievable. I can't thank the Bruins organization for making my last few years amazing. And getting the opportunity to play with these guys. Been here now, and we started in Vermont from training camp, went to Prague. We played together, we drank together. We lost together, and it never wavered. But the one thing we really did together is we won.
One more thing. Thanks for the patience on the 39 years, and the next one will come a lot quicker. Thank you.
Claude Julien.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that winning the Stanley Cup is great, and these guys here, I would like to publicly congratulate them in front of you guys because they did a great job for us. So, number two, the Stanley Cup was won by these guys here, but it belongs to you guys out here. So enjoy it and enjoy the day. On a personal note, I would like to thank Terry Francona, Bill Belichick, Doc Rivers for the support that they have given me personally throughout these playoffs. Even before winning a championship, they made me feel like I was part of their group. But now, at least with a championship, you really feel like you belong. So thanks to them, and thank to you guys for your support. And I look forward to bringing another one home soon.
Big Z.
First of all, guys, thank you so much for coming this morning. Thank you for all the support you've given us throughout the whole season. You guys have been awesome, great. We couldn't have done it without you. When I signed here 5 years ago, I signed because I believe in this team. And I want to thank, obviously, Mr. Jacob, Charlie, Jeremy. Obviously, Peter came along with me. And it's been a rough start, a couple of bumps on the way to this point, but it's fantastic to be standing here as a Stanley Cup champion. So I gotta go back to a conversation I had with Cam in September when we were in Prague, and I told him, I promised him that when we win a cup, I will hand it to him. So here we go. Come on, Cam.
This truly was a team effort, but within the team effort, there were so many awesome individual performances on the ice. And I'd like to hear from one of those guys that had a phenomenal playoff, and that's Patrice Bergeron.
Thank you, guys. I'll tell you what an amazing feeling it is to be here right now. This is great. I'm so proud to be here to say that, you know, we're the team that brought the Stanley Cup back in Boston where it belongs. You know, we've worked so hard for this. You know, I want to thank my teammates for everything that we've been through. You know, it's been a long journey, but a lot of fun as well, and this is amazing, and this is for you guys. You know, this is your day. Enjoy it. Have fun. Thank you for all the support. You guys have been believing. You guys have been behind us through the lows and highs, and this is it. You know, you guys have been waiting 39 years for this, but it's here, and I hope it's going to be here again and again, you know. And next time, I hope we're going to do this in Boston. And you guys have been saying a chant, you know, during the playoffs about we won the cup. Well, you know what? We got the cup. We got the cup. We got the cup. We got the cup. One last thing. I'd like to ask my liney right here, Marshy, to come over.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. Put it up, Posse. Put up. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Uh-huh. You know what it is. Everything we do it big. Yeah.
Thank you, Boston.
Thank you.
Thanks, boys. Our final speaker here at the Rolling Rally. I'd like to take some time to describe his performance, but I don't really have to. I'll just tell you, it's Timmy Thomas.
I only have a few things to say, you know. I want to say, you guys wanted it, we got it, and we want to share it with you today. So the whole city, the whole Northeast, everyone who supported us, let's have some fun.
Let's hear it for the 2011 Stanley Cup champion, Boston Bruins. Let's get the duck boats fired up and get this party rocking.
You know, a lot of them don't know what they're going to do with the cup yet. I think they have an idea, but maybe they're not saying anything. But David Krejci said he's going to head home on Monday back to the Czech Republic. He'll be there probably till mid-August, he said, and at some point he'll get the cup.
And yesterday, Sean Thornton was saying that he's, I'm going to paraphrase here, have to kiss a lot of butt with the league office because he wants 2 days with it. He wants to take it home to Canada, but he wants a day here in Boston because he's the guy who has made Boston his home. The rolling rally is underway, the first of the duck boats, heading out onto the street, and just listen to the reaction. You know, it's one thing to say fans, that we heard Claude Julien a couple of minutes ago, say fans have been out here waiting since 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Coach, they've been waiting for this since 1972.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
A few hours out on the street is not a big deal. But what a great moment. What a great sight. We saw this in 04 with the Red Sox. We've seen it with other teams since. But the Stanley Cup is the most identifiable trophy in all of sports. So that shot is just unbelievable.
It is remarkable. I mean, when you look at the accomplishment that they had to do to get to this point, the 4 rounds in the postseason, the 3 7-game series, the endurance it takes to win this Stanley Cup, and you realize why it's so difficult to win it back-to-back, because look, we're already in mid-June. They're going to have to go home. They've got to rest up. They're back on skates by early August to get ready for the postseason. So,
you know, it's not the float with an entire team. Everybody gets a couple of guys on a duck boat, and they all get to bring friends and family with them.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't know today who they were on the boat with. I know Mark Savard was asked, who's on your boat? He said, I don't know. I don't even know what boat I'm on. But everybody managed to get on the boat.
Some of the boats still queued up, waiting to get out of the parking lot. That's why you ask, how can a row of duck boats take 2 hours to go 2 miles?
Well, look at how slow they're going.
Well, you see, some of them haven't even started yet. You know, this is like the people in the back of the pack at the start of the Boston Marathon who don't get across the starting line for 45 minutes. The party is on, the rolling rally underway. We had him on air yesterday, and somebody asked him, are you ready to never buy a drink again? He said, I haven't bought a drink in Charlestown in about 2 years. So he is the mayor. I'm not sure he'll have to buy one again for the rest of his life.
You know, what's funny is I asked as well with Sean Thornton. He talked about being involved in Charlestown, and I think that will be one of the places he brings the cup. And then, of course, he mentioned bringing it to his grandparents as well.
It's fantastic. You can see Zdeno Chara holding that cup. He's really guarded that thing like his firstborn over the last few days, and he's got it popped out the top of the duck boat. I'm going to step out of the shot again for a second and just let everybody sink and drink this in. You can see a Bruins mascot poking out of the top there. This is amazing. I mean, so many in this age now of smartphones and YouTube and everything else, everybody's got their phones out. They're trying to shoot videos, and it's something that TC, I think you can even say, has changed maybe since 2004. There maybe weren't as many phones up and video cameras up. It was more about taking still shots, but now everybody's just going to be jamming social media sites. It's really a cool shot, actually. Folks running down Dartmouth from Newberry Street because they hear the crowd getting louder. Both directions. The Boston Library steps are packed. People are swarming the area, pouring out of hotels and coming and poking out of windows. I mean, this is Times Square material. This is Copley Square material. The confetti is amazing.
Well, we're listening to the crowd, Randy, and looking at the emotion. Certainly the players haven't lost any of that emotion since they pulled out of TD Garden. Keep telling us what you're seeing there as they roll by behind you.
Absolutely. Well, we've got Zdeno Chara and Tim Thomas in the first duck boat. Thomas leaning out the back, Chara on top with the cup itself. 35 pounds worth of polished steel there, kind of sinking in the top of that duck boat roof. In the second boat, it looks like GM Peter Chiarelli, as well as family and friends. And I mean, it's amazing how they get to include their families in this. You can tell that it was probably a selective lottery for all these folks to be able to choose the folks who meant the most to them in the process of building this Stanley Cup champion. And it's also funny, I think it's four cars back. It's not a duck boat. It looks more just like a flatbed truck, but there's a replica Stanley Cup, and that's not even the best replica that we've seen today, but folks cheering just as loudly for that one as they are for the first couple. Sean Thornton among the big names here in the third boat. Thornton, I think the only Bruin, according to him, who says he makes his home in Boston throughout the year, stays here in the summertime, and you guys were talking about how he wants to make sure he has a couple of days with the cup. He might have to talk to the league office up in Toronto, make sure he does get that, because like you said, he's got to make sure he gets it home to the grandparents. But the confetti shooting out of this, that's what that fourth truck is. It's the confetti cannon. That's good stuff. Look at that. Look at the black and gold confetti.
Yeah, we can see it.
Raining down.
Black and gold confetti shooting out. We saw on the duck boat before that, that we talked about Sean Thornton. We saw Scott Waugh, who is the strength and conditioning coach for both, working with both the Bruins and the Red Sox. So he's a busy guy, no off season for him. And there's your replica with that confetti truck going by.
We saw Rich Peverly standing next to Sean Thornton there too. Of course, boy, what a great system he walked into when he got traded here from Atlanta, an organization that isn't even in Atlanta anymore, and he's part of an Original Six franchise that just won the Stanley Cup. And Randy, who else are we seeing there on these?
I saw Rene Rancourt there for a moment on that flatboat, on the confetti truck there.
Yeah, Renee's mustache is in full Stanley Cup mode. He was on the flatbed truck, another flatbed truck coming through. When Sean Thornton came through on the duck boat before, he was not satisfied with the noise level that the fans were making. So he was inciting them to get up and get crazy. And now we can hear Zombie Nation, of course, the anthem every time the Bruins score at the Garden. This song by Z.D. Nurcraft firing up, and they were playing the goal horn. And I mean, listen to this crowd; it's amazing.
It looks like things have stopped behind you for a couple of moments, and why not coming into that area where there is just a huge crowd. You described it so well, Randy, with everybody kind of streaming in. We've heard stories, read stories on Twitter, people telling us about fans from the Garden trying to work their way over to Copley because the thing's going so slow. You can get over there and then try to work through the crowd and get another look at it as everything comes by. And there you see some of the Ice Girls on that truck, and now more duck boats rolling in behind you. Can you see that next duck boat yet behind the confetti truck?
Yes, I can. Yeah, we can see the next duck boat. We see the friends and family trying to make heads or tails of the players on the back. It's tough now, TC, because I got so used to seeing the playoff beards. So seeing these guys clean shaven, they look.
That's so true,
Randy.
Randy.
Oh, it's Tyler Seguin. I was going to say, I said, everybody looks so young. Well, that's why. Tyler Seguin's on this boat. Seguin, of course, becoming a Stanley Cup champion before the age of 20. I mean, what a great way to ring in your second or your third decade on Earth here. But, yeah, it's Seguin. It's Chris Kelly up there. And, you know, Kelly's usually a little more easily identifiable with his tattoos. But, yeah, you got Seguin and you got Chris Kelly, another guy who not lucked into. He earned his way over to the Bruins, but he's certainly in a much better system now than he was in Ottawa, and so he's a Stanley Cup champion as well. We see this next boat coming through. It looks like some front office members. Can't make too many guesses as to who the players are because they're facing the other side of the boat, but it's fantastic getting to see these guys roll through, and they're not, I don't know how they have the energy. They must have been partying now for 3 days. We heard Sean Thornton say that it sunk in on him. He's got an hour to himself yesterday at his house, but these guys are just all kinds of excited, and for good reason. Tons of energy and pumping up this crowd. It's fantastic.
I want to know who's in charge of making the schedule among the players as to where that cup is going for the 1 hour a day that it's going to come to each player. But they seem to have a good system worked out as to who gets it when. Of course, that cup made its way in and around the north end as well. And Randy, do you have any sense of where these duck boats might be heading at? There's David Krejci raising his camera, of course, soaking this one in. Top line center for the Boston Bruins and an outstanding playoff round, the most points in the playoffs in the National Hockey League. And David Krejci enjoying this one as well. He said he's going to go back to his hometown on Monday, and he'll spend the rest of the summer there, probably come back in August. So he's got a couple more days to enjoy this. But Randy, who else are we seeing on these boats?
Was that Nathan Horton just now? What a great moment that was. Nathan Horton, who the injured player, the start of Game 3, first period of Game 3, the first game of the Garden of the Stanley Cup Final. The guy who provided so much inspiration for this team, even though he was on the sideline. And now Milan Lucic, a guy who just... early in the playoffs, we wondered if he was injured, but then as they went on, we saw him step up his game as the stakes got higher.
Yeah, Horton coming through, getting a huge ovation. It's crazy when a crowd like this, who's already so ramped up, takes it to that next gear. But we heard that when Horton came through with his wife, and then we've got Milan Lucic, like you said, on the back of this next boat, and they're bringing their friends and their family. And you know, you guys talked about bringing the cup home in the summer, and maybe what Patrice Bergeron's going to do in Quebec City, but I can't wait to hear some of the stories of Milan Lucic bringing it back to Vancouver. You talk about maybe a level of awkwardness, but there certainly was plenty of pride from his hometown when he did win. We even saw, like you said, TC, we saw the Green Men celebrate him with a nice little poster there. It looks like Michael Ryder's in the back of this Gillette boat here, this gray-colored one that's kind of making its way past the corner of Dartmouth and Boylston, and he shaved his red beard from the postseason. The Bruins mascot, star of many a commercial, he's done. He's on his way through. And Catherine, you were asking if I could get an idea of where these duck boats are headed. As far as I can see, they're going to clear the Lennox Hotel on Boylston. So they're still moving toward Fenway, at least. That's the direction they're going.
And the loudest I heard it was 2-0 TV timeout, Game 6, and that's when they showed
Andy Brickley.
That's when they showed Nathan Horton.
Brickley.
That's when they showed Nathan Horton up in the tunnel, waving the yellow flag, an emotional moment for the player and for the crowd. But that was the loudest I heard the Garden in that Game 6. And there is Andy Brickley. As you can see, the boats rolling through here. And we get a look.
Tuukka Rask
with a big
had a helmet on earlier today, so I see he's opted for the black baseball cap right now.
Had a helmet Thursday morning when he got off the plane. He's had that helmet on. That's the first time I've seen him without the helmet since they got back from Vancouver. I think, and the story is it was Nathan Horton's helmet. I don't know why that is. Do we know why that is? Has there been a story? Just is. Sometimes you just don't ask.
Yeah.
What do you see now?
I'm sure there's a story,
yeah,
but we'll find out eventually. I wonder where the starter jacket is right now for this team.
Last I saw it was on the cup, right where it belonged. Randy, what do you see now?
We got more front office folks, friends and family coming through. We did just see Adam McQuaid was in front of the boat that had Jack and Brick on it, and I mean Jack's like a kid in a candy store, and Brick's been celebrating for a few days as well, and you know he wants to make sure Brick has been great about making sure that the attention is on the current group of Bruins, but he does acknowledge that it is a family, and he's been around the team. He's been around Boston his whole life, so he can certainly appreciate this, and it's a win for him as well as anybody who's ever really played for the organization. Then we see Brad Marchand leading out of this blue duck boat, pumping up the crowd, and the crowd got a good laugh when we had to relay to them that Marchand was rapping at the beginning. And Catherine, this is one of those times where the applause gets taken up another level. The crowd reaching another level for Brad Marchand. Take a listen to this. Oh my goodness, how about that? 23 years old. How about that draft class a few years ago? You talk about Marchand and Lucic and even Phil Kessel in that draft class. Two of those guys are Stanley Cup champions now. It's just fantastic. And it looks like Andrew Ferentz here. He's still got a little remnant of, or is that Stephen Camphor? I can't tell with the red goatee. Leading off the back of this next boat, this yellow boat coming through. Nice sign. Look at that. And then Patrice Bergeron on the back of this. It's the old Gloria, the gray boat with the American flag on the side. Patrice Bergeron pumping his fist in the air, firing up the crowd. And Catherine and TC, another pop here. And it looks like Mark Recchi might even be on the other side. That could explain half of the raise and applause here. It's reaching another level.
Yeah, Mark Recchi right there with his kids and his family. Patrice Bergeron, the bookends of that duck boat, and appropriately so. Mark Recchi outstanding, his third Stanley Cup victory, and he said he wanted to go out on top. Well, he did that, and what better way than on a duck boat down the streets of the city of Boston with his line mate, Patrice Bergeron, who had to overcome a near career-ending injury back in 2007. It took him a long time to come back from that, but he built on it. He won the gold medal last year, and he won the Stanley Cup here this week. And boy, fun atmosphere down there, Randy. We can sense it. There's Andrew Ferentz. And
back to Bergeron for a second. 25 years old, and he has won a World Junior gold, a World Championship gold, an Olympic gold, and a Stanley Cup championship at the age of 25 years old. You talk about guys who are winners. You talk about guys on your team who bring a winning mentality, a championship mentality. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone who has more of a championship pedigree at his age than Patrice Bergeron.
Yep, absolutely. Gregory Campbell there sitting next to Andrew Ferentz and getting the crowd chanted. You can hear, "Let's go Bruins." We heard Patrice Bergeron say, "We want the cup," earlier this morning. So these guys are picking up the crowd cheers that they usually hear at the TD Garden, Randy.
Absolutely, and for a guy like Gregory Campbell and Andrew Ferentz, guys who have dealt with their fair share of, struggles a little bit maybe in the earlier part of the season, it's fantastic. No one can do any wrong here if you're a member of the Bruins. The fans are cheering just as loudly for them as they are for the likes of Bergeron and the likes of Chara and Thomas and guys coming through, leading the chants. Certainly Ferentz is not shy when it comes to interacting either with the media or with the fans, and the boats just keep coming. I mean, I think, what was the final count? 18, 20 boats. So bringing up the rear here, another swarm of players. I think that's Jordan Caron there in the back.
I think that's a testament to the Boston Bruins organization and the city of Boston as well to make that decision for a Saturday morning parade so that everyone can enjoy this. Kids didn't have to be pulled out of school. No one had to miss work. You could all get down there today via mass transit and get yourself to the city to watch this remarkable piece of history. I mean, what we are witnessing and what we've all been a part and been fortunate enough, myself included, to be witnessing a piece of history, and to be a part of it is really remarkable. And I think the whole city of Boston right now feels like they too are a part of this Stanley Cup championship, and you've got to give credit to the players for being able to convey that message to the fans.
Now the duck boat's picking up a little steam. The parade has come to an end. Now they are getting back to wherever they go. I believe the Garden or wherever they left their cars, they'll get back to it. So heading off back to the start of it. And away they go.
Now their off season can begin, and they can relax and enjoy themselves and relish in this victory with their friends and family. Only for a few short months, though. Training camp kicks off mid-September, but I think they'll take that.
About 100 days, we're told. So enjoy every minute of it.